Hey, good morning, beautiful people. I just want to give a special shout out to all the wonderful special needs families out there. I, of course, have two wonderful special needs children with their own set of challenges and that challenge us as parents. And it always gives us great joy and pleasure, as I know you guys can relate, to see their growth and development and to see hard work pay off and to see things progress despite your shortcomings as parents and of course despite their condition. But to get to the point, if you didn't know, this is um, Mental Health Awareness Month, the month of May, my birthday month as well. So that's an added icing to the cake. But last month was Autism Awareness Month, as you all know. So here on the Superpowers of Hope Foundation Facebook page, I just wanted to celebrate and to applaud all you parents out there doing it, making it happen, you know, being a part of, being an instrument of God as He works miracles in your lives every day. And as you guys be a witness to other families every day, even those, especially those who are watching silently and quietly, being inspired by you, whether you are aware of it or not. So, I got my baby girl in the background crying. So, I want to try to keep this as short as possible. To celebrate this day, I want to share a quick, happy story about Jeshua and Jesmarie. Jeshua first. He, I love it when I have my special moments with him. And he does things to show and demonstrate, she's just waking up, that he is aware and he is smart and he is not stupid or clueless as his condition will have you to believe, or the stereotypes would have you to believe. Yesterday, we was in a unique situation where he had to ride with me. He was riding in shotgun with me, and this little one, as well as Jesmarie, was riding with my wife. So, it just felt good. The two guys were together. And, he was looking out the window, just soaking in the sights. It was so much to see along the way. And listen to the radio. No big deal. The second I put in my CD and the first track played, he started smirking and looked at me and started, rejoicing, clapping his hands. We clapped to the beat, but he was clapping. It wasn't on beat, but he was clapping. He was enjoying the music. So he's a fan of Daddy, and that's amazing. You want to tell yourself, like, man, is it just me, or is he actually enjoying this? Well, this has happened on numerous occasions already. I'm like, wow, it's not just me. As a matter of fact, his teacher, we had a parent-teacher conference recently, and we're supposed to discuss the goals set for the year, right? Well, the teacher, it was something that he had to get off his chest. He's like, man, I just want to tell you, do you know that your son is aware of the Burger King character? And I just bust out laughing because, we do plays and skits and we do our we've done like a little mini movie before, and I got a lot of outfits and stuff, and hey. So there's like this Burger King costume that I use and this Burger King crown that we've used, quite a bit. And so at the sight of that, it just triggered his own experience with it. That's what they didn't realize, why he was so excited about it. So he's aware. There's times where we're having adult conversations and we're talking about anything under the sun. that don't have anything to do with him, and he's minding his own business or whatever. You know, he's nonverbal. He can't talk. Not yet. I still believe. I just had a crazy dream just last night, believe it or not, that he was actually talking. That's another story. That's one of many dreams I've had, but this has been I haven't had this dream in a while, because But anyway, so, but then we had an adult conversation, and the moment we start talking about him, it's like he's looking over there. So he hears his name. He seems to know when you're talking about him, and so that's awareness, So it's like he's not clueless, and I would love to give other examples. I don't want to be here all day, but he lets you know that he is aware. When he's hurt, he lets you know he's hurt. He lets you know when when he and I are at odds with each other, and we're really not connecting like we normally do, and too much time passes by, it affects him, and he'll come out of nowhere. Even if I'm not going around like a tyrant, being Joe Jackson mean face, I can just be doing my own thing. He'll just come out of nowhere and kiss me in his own way. He kissed like this, or he smiled. Anyway, he presses his face up against you. I can't do it. It's the cutest thing ever. So that's the deal. These children all day, every day, they're breaking. They shattering these stereotypes. Now, my daughter, as you guys know, her biggest thing, she can't hold a conversation to save her life. It breaks my heart, but it's just a part of the life we got to deal with, our challenge, and it's a part of our challenges. And I know in time, our testimony is going to be powerful. We just have to maintain that faith. But right now, she can't come home from school. She's making progress, though, but she can't come home from school and tell me how her day went, who bothered her, or just give you an expressive detail of what transpired during the day, like her favorite cartoon shows or movies. As much as she love them, enjoy them, she can't tell you the story. She can't retell the story this happened, whatever. You have to assist. You have to help her talk every time. You have to help her say what she's trying to say, or help her to say what she needs to be saying. But she went from an inclusion class, which is a class where you have kind of like half special needs and then have quote unquote normal children. Just that dynamic is kind of genius, because it's okay, it's catering to the need of a special needs child, but at the same time giving them a normal experience to challenge them to be normal. It's like training wheels. You go from being in an all special needs class setting to a half and half, and then finally to a regular classroom. So this year she was in a regular classroom, but the teachers are still sensitive and aware of her individual need or needs, just like they are with the rest of the children, special needs or not. So anyway, she's the one in the classroom who's I'm just saying the weak link, or the slowest, or the most challenged, the special person. Well, the teacher called me, and this is one of many calls that she's given me with similar stories. And she's like, Mr. Thomas, I couldn't wait until you read the notes, because she write little notes for me to, little progress reports or whatever for me to read. She sent home with Jess Marie. But this one, she wrote the note, but she couldn't wait, so she actually called me. She said, man, when I tell you this girl, she is so smart, she can go to the store with me any day and help me pay for my items and count the money and all that. I'm like, so I'm kind of anticipating what's going to happen, but yet I didn't know she was going to say what she said. It blew me away. But she hinted when she talked about numbers and stuff like that, because we watch a lot of Hooked on Phonics around here, a lot of Schoolhouse Rock, and any little thing that can help them to learn differently, because sometimes it takes children to learn differently than a normal child. As long as you learn, you learn. So that's what we're about. We we use everything we can, every tool at our disposal, you know. So anyway, the teacher's playing like a numbers game with the students, with a class, and she's at the chalkboard writing down various math problems, and the children are raising their hand and shouting out, blurring out the answers, you know, and it's fun, and they just going from one problem to the next, and the difficulty of the problems began to increase. Before long, Jez Marie is the only one shouting out the answers, the correct answers. And so these quote unquote normal children who are more advanced and who can talk for her, and you know, there's a lot of occasions where like this, they'll get one of the stronger students in the class to escort Jez Marie here or there to make sure she's doing right or speak on her behalf. You know, they pair her with a buddy who can take the slack where she lack. Yet, during this portion of the class, Jez Marie was the only one blurring out the correct answers. It got to the point the teacher said, man, I started noticing the classmate was looking at her mouth, trying to see what answer she was going to give and say her answer before she can say it. So that's kind of, you know, those are powerful. I mean, that's very encouraging. That lets you know that being mentally challenged, it is what it is. It's like being crippled. Doesn't mean you can't walk. It's more of a challenge for you to walk than others. Being mentally retarded or mentally challenged or mentally impaired in some type of way, or being slow or whatever, it doesn't mean that you're incapable. It's a little bit more difficult for you than others. But man, once you get it, you got it. And it's not to take other conditions lightly, because it becomes more serious depending on the degree of you or your child's condition. You know, it's like that's why they call it a spectrum. You can be at the light end of the spectrum or the extreme end of the spectrum. You know, some people, you know, in a lot of cases, my daughter, she's kind of like in this example, but not so much. But in a lot of cases, it's a lot easier for the ones who have an extreme disability because it's obvious. But the ones who have learning disabilities or some type of mental issue going on, but they're high functioning, life can be more difficult for them, I can imagine, because it's like you have normal expectations on you, even though you have an issue, and then it's like your special needs are being overlooked. You know, a lot of times we always talk about our son Joshua, and we rarely talk about Jez Marie, because when we go to a birthday party or something, she's the one who assimilates right into blends in with the crowd. She's raising her hand. She's having a slice of cake. She's eating correctly. You know, Jeshua is the one over there who need a bib. Not right now. He's moved on for that. But for the most part, he's the one that's the obvious oddball. You know, a big 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old child who, you know, still need to wear a bib, or still need help eating or drinking, or, you know. So stories like this and many more stories, what we have in the special needs community. So I just want to say happy Mental Health Awareness Month to all it applies to, and to just keep letting your light shine, keeping being inspirational, you know, keep being optimistic, keep being hopeful, and keep being positive. Because just a reminder, the Superpowers of Hope Foundation. HOPE stands for Helping to Overcome with Positive Energy, which is one of the lessons we learned early on, because, you know, we was always stern with everything we were trying to help our child with. But the moment we just pumped the brakes and began to relate to what they was going through, try to see the world through their eyes, then we started to get it. We started to be patient and and be positive and stuff like that, then they start to come around, you know. But that's another story. Love you guys, and we're out. Say bye-bye, Jezaleel.